Right now, this morning, the investigation continues into yesterday's deadly shooting at a Madison Christian school as the community starts to mourn. And we take you inside a major hospital's unique program, bringing support to expectant mothers in the delivery room.
Plus, we're back in the snow as we go through the afternoon today from 3 all the way into your evening commute. And then by Thursday, we have a weather alert day with the possibility of more snow on the way. More about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Tuesday, December 17th. Nothing to welcome me back to Wisconsin like some snow, right?
Right.
What an appropriate welcome. I shouldn't expect anything less. And you got your festive tie on
I've
today.
got my festive tie.
You're
getting
ready
for the
over here.
holidays.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and thank you for the last hour telling us about the Canadian maple syrup, by the way.
Sounds good, right?
So I still want to know what's going on with those maple syrup jugs, though, going into the forecast here. Let's take a look at what's going on. We are holding on to the possibility of that light snow, as I mentioned before, and we'll also be seeing, again, 1 to 2 inches of that happening for us. And then for Thursday, that could be about 2 to 4 inches of snow working back into your forecast as well. So we take a look outside. It is a little bit chilly out there right now. It's cold. And eventually, we're going to be seeing temperatures get a lot colder for tomorrow. We'll be below seasonal average by then. But today, not so much right now. As we get into this early morning, you're looking at the roadways to be pretty good by Toma here, near Toma. And of course, the weather alert's still not working into the forecast here, but you can see them getting closer and closer to areas out there into Minnesota and beyond. Current visibility right now, not a problem out there, not an issue, because the winds have been up to about 10 miles per hour and the gusts have been up to at least to 12 to 14 miles per hour as we finish out the morning hours. Then eventually they'll start to taper down. Fog tracker's not showing anything in this at all, so it's not an issue for our fog for this early morning. Now, that being said, we take a look at what's cooking for us as we get into your current temperatures. Feels like it's 28 degrees or so up in Ladysmith, 29 in Eau Claire, down to La Crosse. You're looking at 29 degrees. More temperatures still holding on to those 20s down to the south now, so we're getting much colder. Feels like, though, we're at least in the teens to 20 to about 21 degrees out there, 26 to 27 down to the south. Your highs for the day looking at 30 to about 35 degrees with that snow popping in the afternoon. It's about a 50% chance and continuing into your evening commute. So please, please be safe out there. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Wisconsin is grieving this morning after a student and teacher were killed in yesterday's shooting at a Madison Christian school. The tragedy at Abundant Life Christian School still being investigated this morning. We do know that the shooter has been identified as a 15-year-old female student. 6 others were wounded, 2 critically. Madison police say the shooter opened fire during study hall before 11 a.m. Officers responded within 3 minutes and neutralized the threat, recovering a handgun at the scene. And as we mentioned, police have identified the 15-year-old behind the shooting. Madison's police chief, Sean Barnes, says Natalie Ruppnow was the suspected shooter. The motive is still unclear right now. Investigators say her family is cooperating with police. Officers have searched the family home as they work to determine how the teenager got the handgun she used in the attack.
How does any 15-year-old get a hold of a gun, or anyone for that matter? You know, you get into the philosophical question about guns and gun safety, something that we all should be talking to our loved ones about. That's something that will be part of this investigation.
It's unclear this morning if anybody has been taken into custody yet. 2 people remain in critical condition this morning after that shooting. 2 others have been released from the hospital. 2 more are in stable condition. Chief Barnes says officers are working around the clock to find answers for their community.
I can tell you that it's not over. I can tell you that our officers and our detectives and our investigators will have to be told to go home.
And while the school does not classify itself a gun-free zone, weapons are not allowed on campus.
They were clearly scared when they realized, when we practice, we always say this is a drill. It is just a drill. When they heard lockdown, lockdown, and nothing else, they knew it was real. But they handled themselves brilliantly. And our faculty, kudos to them for following the protocols, keeping their students safe, doing what we have been trained to do. And so much credit.
A second grade student is the one credited with making the first emergency call. Chief Barnes says the child's quick action highlights a crucial message. Whether student or staff, everybody should report suspicious activity. Yesterday's shooting marks the 83rd school shooting in this country this year. Saturday marked 12 years since the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut. Leaders from Madison to Washington are responding to the shooting. President Biden calling the tragedy shocking and unconscionable, saying students should be learning to read and write, not having to learn how to duck and cover. And Wisconsin's governor is also speaking out this morning. Governor Evers and the First Lady say they're praying for everyone affected, adding there are no words to describe the devastation and heartbreak we feel. The governor also ordered flags across the state be lowered, flying half-staff till Sunday in honor of the victims. And Senator Baldwin is joining other leaders in mourning with Madison. On X, she writes to say, "My heart breaks for the Abundant Life Christian School community does not begin to describe it." She says her thoughts are with the grieving community. And Congressman Van Orden also offering some support to Madison. The congressman says he and his wife are praying for those affected, and his office stands ready to assist the community. Madison came together last night to remember the victims. Vigils drew crowds across the city, from outside Abundant Life Christian School to a Middleton church. Local businesses joined neighbors in showing their support for the grieving community.
So I don't know how many restaurants today provided food, but inside that clinic there was no shortage of food. Because, just pizza place after pizza place, Chick-fil-A, places like that, they just bring the food. They just bring it.
Students of UW-Madison also held their own vigil. We caught up with some of them.
These lives that were lost here, they all had their own stories, aspirations, goals in life. They had people who loved them. These are not just, this isn't just a person. These are real people who lost their lives. Brendan.
Several more vigils are expected to be held across Madison tonight. And as the Madison community now starts to try to heal, students have been reunited with their families, and police say there is no ongoing threat, but support services are available across the state. On your screen, you'll see some resources for families as they cope with this tragedy. The time now is 6:07. Still ahead on your morning news. Yoto is recalling more than 250,000 of these mini speakers. We'll tell you why. Starbucks is changing its parental leave policy, and Meta says it's developed a new AI 3D model. And Japan is setting a record number of tourists in their country this year. Why the value of their currency is the reason behind it.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
I didn't know it, but my leg and back pain was coming from my feet. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Andy Pitts here at Chrysler Winona, and we're clearing the lot for construction on our new dealership during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. A new Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn with heated seats, remote start, and Apple CarPlay, just $429 per month with $1999 down. Or buy up to $12,500 off MSRP. Need more power? A new Ram HD Crew Cab, up to $13,000 off MSRP. So come see us at our new location, Highway 61, Winona.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Schwabel, Getz & Sieben today.
I looked in my rearview mirror and said, "This guy's not stopping," and it sounded like an explosion went off. I had some pretty serious injuries, as did my daughter. Everybody that I came into contact with Schwabel, Getz & Sieben, they were so nice. It wasn't stressful. I felt very calm and at ease.
In every case, we bring an experienced legal team to work on behalf of our clients. Call or visit Schwabel.com.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sue Colby's experience, the gift your special someone is really hoping for, and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColby's.com or pick them up at Sue Colby's Salon and Day Spa, because she deserves the very best.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back now. As I've mentioned before, we have temperatures that are a little bit on the cooler side, but not as cold as they will be for tomorrow. Then we have some snow coming in the forecast later on today between 3, and that'll continue into the evening commute as well. It'll ratchet up to about a 50% chance, maybe drop down a little bit as we get into the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour and then 7 o'clock. And we may see a little bit of residual snow popping into the forecast, but right now temperatures are holding on in the 20s and 30s. Right now it feels like, though, Eau Claire feels like it's in the 20s. La Crosse feels like it's in the teens right now. We have a little light wind moving through about 10 miles per hour, gusts up to about 15. They will all begin to taper down as we go into the afternoon, so that won't be an issue. However, we will have the snow to contend with. What else is not the issue this morning is fog. Fog is not happening for us right now because of that light wind that's out there, and of course it feels much colder on your skin as I just showed you. We'll get into the wind gusts here. You can see the winds start to taper down as we go into the afternoon and evening hours for the commute. Then they may taper back up again, getting into about the 10 o'clock hour or so, back up to 15 miles per hour. Cold conditions will ensue for today. We'll also see that carry over into Wednesday, going into Thursday as well. We'll see this troughing pattern continue to track across the United States, and as that happens, well, you can see the big old ridge of high pressure building back over to the west with another round of rainfall getting back to the Pacific Northwest. But we stay cold with the possibility of more snow on the way going into Monday and Tuesday of next week. All right, that being said, we've got the satellite imagery here showing a little bit of cloud cover right now, only into areas by Eau Claire. Right now, La Crosse is holding on to at least partly to mostly cloudy skies. You see that holding on right now through at least the noon hour. We'll go from 29 to 32 degrees with increasing clouds. Eau Claire will hold on to the clouds right into the afternoon with temperatures from 27 to 30 degrees. Back to you.
Yocho is re-announcing a recall of the brand's mini speakers for children due to burn and fire hazards. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the speaker's lithium-ion battery can overheat and catch fire. There haven't been any injuries reported, but consumers are advised to stop using these recalled speakers and contact Yocho for a free battery replacement kit. Starbucks is boosting paid parental leave for its store workers. Starting in March, birth parents will get 3 times the paid parental leave. It was 12 weeks, but it'll now be 18. The new benefits are for the more than 200,000 store workers, including baristas and store managers. It's also only for employees who work an average of 20 hours a week or more. Facebook parent company Meta announcing a new artificial intelligence model called Meta Motivo. It is a behavioral foundation model that controls virtual humanoid movements to perform complex tasks. What does that mean? The company says Meta Motivo exhibits more human-like behaviors. According to Meta, it can solve a wide range of whole body control tasks. Tourism in Japan is breaking records this year. The number of Americans visiting the country has surged as well, drawn in part by a depressed currency that has increased the value of the U.S. dollar. In today's Travel Tuesday, Wendy Gillette has more on the uptick from Tokyo.
Lauren Shannon co-owns Arigato Travel, which leads tours throughout Japan, including itineraries highlighting its diverse cuisine.
Food tour is super important because it's the gateway into Japanese culture. You can see everything about Japanese history, customs, art, design, all in the cuisine.
It took Japan more than 2 years to reopen after the pandemic, much longer than most of the world. Now, Americans make up about half of Arigato's guests.
This year, we've been exceeding our projections by about 40%.
Tourism has exploded here in Japan this year. The government reports almost 18 million foreign visitors in the first half of 2024, breaking pre-pandemic records.
With the end of the year in sight, the numbers keep climbing, showing over 30% growth compared to 2023. Bulgari Hotel Tokyo opened its doors last April as interest in seeing Japan surged. The property features a sprawling spa, skyscraper location affording expansive views from rooms and terraces, and plenty of touches befitting of the brand founded in Rome. Il Ristorante Nico Ramito serves Italian cuisine and was already awarded a Michelin star.
Japanese people, they love Italian food.
The peninsula, also in downtown Tokyo, offers views of the Imperial Palace Gardens, a Rolls-Royce fleet for transfers, and neighborhood experiences, including a local ramen favorite on the room service menu, and classes to create preserved flower boxes at a nearby shop.
More and more people see that there's great value on the experience because of the yen. Particularly if you're coming from the U.S. markets.
Americans are also increasingly visiting the city of Kyoto in western Japan. A boon for business at the Park Hyatt, one of the hotels where we stayed for a special rate.
For our hotel, North America is a very key market for us.
Guests enjoy stunning views from their perch above the city. More than 60 pieces of art, Japanese design, and a teppanyaki restaurant overlooking the famous Yasaka Pagoda. Visitors can explore the city from sipping sake to making Japanese candles, lighting the way to a new era in tourism for the country.
I want to go. I think Art wants to go too. Government statistics show the most common length of stay in Japan is 4 to 6 days. All right, I can handle that. That's a look at your consumer news. Let's check in now with Art. I think he's booking his flight already.
Made me so hungry right there. I'm like, unagi, please? Yes, sir. All right, as we get into it here, we get into La Crosse as well as Eau Claire. Looking at 29 degrees in La Crosse and, of course, Eau Claire, but you're seeing the roadways are pretty clear right now, not much in the way of fog, and they're quiet. Light snow expected today as we go into 3 o'clock hour through your evening commute, and we may see some residual snow linger until about 10 o'clock before the clouds begin to break apart and open up. We also have for Thursday the possibility of more accumulating snow popping into the forecast, where we could see 2 to 4 inches of snow into the forecast. As we lead into the afternoon, though, you're going to be seeing the cold air with us here with that rainfall and snow sneaking into our forecast. High pressure is bumping that up a little bit higher into the forecast region for us for Coulee region, and eventually we'll see more of this colder air kind of filter in behind it as another troughing pattern begins to develop, because we've got that colder air below seasonal average popping into the picture. In fact, La Crosse today, as you can see as we go through the morning, in and out of the cloud cover, holding on to increasing clouds by the 1 o'clock hour, holding on to cloudy skies right into at least 3 to 4 o'clock with snow on the way. It's about a 40 to 50% chance into the forecast, and will continue to go right into the 7 o'clock hour and beyond. You can see it here coming in around the 3 o'clock hour, holding on to La Crosse. We'll bump it into here a little bit with a mixture of rain and snow right through areas by Viroqua, leaving Boscobel and heading for La Crosse. So that could put in a shower or two first because of that mix. Then we get into the flurries to continue. By the 5 o'clock hour, this system sinks back down. So not much happening up by Eau Claire, up along I-90. You may see that later on, though, with that second round coming out of Minneapolis. In fact, you'll see it by the 6 o'clock hour going into the 7 o'clock hour. Snow starts to return to areas going into Menominee as well as into Eau Claire, and then back into Ladysmith up there by the time we finish out by 9:45 tonight. But by 10 o'clock or so, La Crosse is out of the mix, and most of that snow is down by Viroqua, getting into Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, and heading southward into areas by Illinois as well as in portions of Iowa. That being said, it gets done. Clouds open up, and we are pretty much finished around the 4 o'clock hour. As far as snow is concerned, though, we're looking at least maybe up to 1 to 2 inches of snow. Some of that gets into Madison. We may see some areas around Viroqua as well as Prairie du Chien and Boscobel that may get up to 2. La Crosse could be in that as well. We'll hold on to this system, continuing to move out of the area slowly but surely as we go through into Wednesday, and that colder air with more of that cold air behind it coming into Billings, Montana, or going through Montana as well as crossing the northern tier will bring that snow back into the area. And man, oh man, does that just pop into the picture right across us with that area of low pressure continuing to lift up that snow and bringing those high rates of snow possibly into the area and continuing on. That being said, take a look what I've got going on for you for Thursday. It is a weather alert day, possibly continuing on because of the heavy snow. 2 to 4 inches possible for the forecast. We could also see, again, as we go through it, you can see just to make sure you get into it, at least 4 inches of snow possible as we get into areas that will be more likely. Then as we get into it, a chance of snow you can see is about a 10% chance possibly to move into the forecast. It is a weather alert day because of the higher snow amounts moving in, 2 to 4 inches, mostly along and south of I-90 and portions of I-94. Wet roads, slick roadways as well. And of course, we could see those road conditions to get a little bit hazardous from time to time because of that. Maybe a little ice because of that mix. Temperatures today 30 to 35 degrees for us. Tomorrow 22 to at least 29 degrees for you. And then we'll take it into the next few days. 33 degrees today with 1 or 2 inches. Thursday we have at least 2 to 4 inches popping into the picture as a 90% chance. Colder air will follow. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. The time now is 6:20, still to come. Why more hospitals are turning to doulas to support moms through childbirth. We'll explain.
Coming up with the Blitz, a big matchup in the Dairyland Conference on the basketball court, plus a couple area girls hockey teams doing battle from West Salem. Back after this.
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Are you worried that your RV may have a leak? Here at Jim's Truck and Trailer, we can detect leaks before the real damage happens. Once water gets into the walls of your RV, major damage can happen just a short time away. We can find the smallest of leaks anywhere on the outside of your RV and get them repaired before they turn into a disaster. Water damage is serious business, and a lot of times it's not covered by insurance. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks is the area's only provider of this type of detection system. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
The commercial truck season sales event is on now at Osseo Automotive. Shop the largest inventory in the Midwest with great prices. Like this 2024 Silverado 2500 HD Crew Cab for $79, or a 2024 Silverado 3500 HD Dually Diesel for $82.9. How about a 2024 Silverado 3500 HD Landscaper for $74.9, or this 2025 Chevy Low Cab Forward Rockport for $68.9. Come see our huge selection of commercial vehicles at Osseo Automotive in Osseo.
Today is a special day here at WKBT.
The La Crosse area once again showed its amazing generosity during our annual Joy of Sharing event. Because of you, over 1,000 pounds of food, hundreds of toys, and thousands of dollars in donations were donated to help those locally right here in our community. All of us at News 8 Now thank you for your incredible generosity and for taking part in the joy of sharing and being a part of something special.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
There's been more than a few changes over the years. But if there's one thing that hasn't changed, it's our commitment. 70 years and counting. Thanks for watching.
The Blitz. Well, the reigning Dairyland Conference Small Division champions, Cochran Fountain City, already have as many losses this year as all of last year. But it was a good chance to try to right the ship against the league leaders, Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran, last night. EC Emmanuel traveling down to CFC for high-flying action. Pick it up here, Macy Hunger picks up the rebound, lays it in for the easy bucket. Mackenzie Wenger whips the ball inside to a cutting Cecilia Dietrich, powering it to the rack, and then Dietrich to Kaylin Camaro, finishing through contact with the and one to go up 2 with 3 minutes left. And then the first half, huge steal from Wenger finds Camaro in transition for the lay-in. Camaro led the team with 15 points on the night. Then some great team passing leads to a corner three for Wenger, and splash. She had 14 points on the evening. Pirates pick up the win 50-37. Now over the border we go. Spring Grove, the Lions taking on Houston. Houston would keep it close early. Avery Kingsley slinging it from beyond the arc, connecting on the triple. Then off the steal, Olivia Yohe finds Aubrey Bolt down low. She'll finish the job and keep the Hurricanes up by 3. But then the Lions start to pull away. Siri Conkle lobs it up to where only Kylie Hamill can get it, and she kisses it off the glass for the easy 2. And it's Conkle's turn, going on a scoring frenzy of her own, which would lead the Lions to come out on top of this one, 67 to 39. Let's get over to the Panther Den. Cooley Region Cyclones hosting the Viroqua Blackhawks. First half, home side already up 1-0. Looking for more, but 80 Oliver collects a shot attempt right there. Second half, Cyclones back on the attack, and Gianna Sanchez shows off the good stick work and doubles her side's lead. And Diana Hansen was strong in net for the Cyclone Region side as she stonewalls that shot right there. And the hosts on the attack once again. Brooke Borkenhagen shooting it from distance, and she scores. Cyclones pick up their second win of the season, taking this one over the Blackhawks 4-0. And some more good action coming later tonight. We'll see you then.
Beware of getting mortgage information and mortgage rates online. I get a lot of home buyers that get their mortgage information online or get a pre-approval letter from a computer. I can tell you that talking to someone with over 30 years of experience, that everyone's situation is different, and sticking to a lender that has my experience is important to your financial future.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event. Time for exclusive offers on your favorite Ford SUVs, including Escape, Bronco Sport, and Explorer. Get holiday ready with all-weather features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Great deals on your favorite Ford SUVs. That's how you get holiday ready. Now get up to $3,000 in total cash on a brand new 2025 Ford Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
It's time to nominate your favorite business for Best of La Crosse County. Make your nominations in each category now through December 31st. The top 5 in each category will move on to the final round. Go to bestoflacrossecounty.com.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. In just hours now, sentencing for Madeline Kingsbury's killer, Adam Fravel, faces a judge today after being convicted of first-degree murder in the Winona mother's death. The sentencing starts at 1:45 this afternoon. You can watch it live on our website and Channel 8.2. A murder suspect will face a judge in Prairie du Chien as well. 39-year-old Jesse Slaughter is charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of Daniel Welsh. Police found the 65-year-old victim dead in his home with sharp force injuries, they said. Investigators say the two men knew each other. Slaughter's arraignment starts at 10 a.m. A domestic tragedy claims 2 lives in Barron County. The sheriff's department there says a separated couple was found inside of a home with fatal stab wounds. A knife was also found next to the man's body. Investigators confirmed there was an active court case between the couple. The investigation continues this morning. A deadly construction zone crash will head to trial in Sparta today. 25-year-old Isaac Morales Jr. has pleaded not guilty in the death of a construction worker. He faces 6 felonies, including reckless homicide and homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Investigators found alcohol and marijuana at the scene. Morales was already banned from driving after a previous OWI. And La Crosse police are mourning a special member of their force. Canine Loki served the department since 2018 with more than 500 deployments as both patrol and narcotics detection dog. His handler, Officer Westfall, says Loki was a strong protector before passing away suddenly from a medical emergency last month.
When you get a canine, you're always told that it's a huge life change, be prepared, but you also have to be prepared for the huge life change of when it's over. So.
From tracking missing people to drug arrests, he served La Crosse in countless ways. The Board of Public Works has voted unanimously to expand the pay-to-park hours for city parking ramps. Currently, the ramps are $1 per hour from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays with free weekends. The passed proposal will expand those hours from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. According to online city documents, that change could generate another $225,000 a year in city revenue. La Crosse moves closer to ending homelessness. Pathways Home planning 52 new housing units for the unsheltered. Most will open next year, including some with round-the-clock care. A surge shelter is also planned to house people temporarily while connecting them with resources.
Some of these projects we're talking about are still 2 years away from housing, so we want to make sure we have an option for folks to have a place to stay that is warm and safe until housing units are ready.
Pathway says its goal is to have 0 unsheltered living in La Crosse by next year. Airlines are facing some new rules for helping passengers with disabilities. The Department of Transportation now requires safe and dignified assistance, especially for wheelchair users. Airline staff must complete hands-on training by mid-next year, or mid-2026, that is. The changes aim to ensure faster, better service for disabled travelers. Going through labor can be tough for any expectant parent, but it can be especially challenging for Black mothers whose voices aren't always heard by hospital staff. As Dr. Malika Marshall reports, a program in Boston is trying to improve the labor and delivery experience for moms of color, one doula at a time.
At 35, LaToya Baskin was thrilled to be pregnant with her first child, Jason, but she had concerns about giving birth.
I've definitely heard and seen stories about how it's just harder or just more, you have to advocate for yourself a little more as an African American.
We know that there are inequities or differences in the way that Black individuals or individuals of many different backgrounds either experience their labor and delivery care or their ultimate outcomes.
Dr. Allison Bryant is the Associate Chief Health Equity Officer for Mass General Brigham. She says having a doula or a professional support person can help decrease C-section rates, improve the patient experience, and promote breastfeeding. But they can be expensive. So Mass General Brigham started a program called Birth Partners, which pairs a doula with an expectant parent of color free of charge. LaToya was matched with Aisha Lee, who's been a doula in the Boston area for 30 years.
When I advocate, I'm advocating to the patient, not to the nurses. So I'm guiding her, telling her if she's not liking what's going on, how do you feel about that? I don't like this, I don't like this. Once she tells me what she don't like, I then guide her how to tell them what she doesn't like about it, so her voice is being heard. So how many ounces are you feeding them now? Aisha met with LaToya before, during, and after delivery, and quickly became a member of her birthing team.
Another person in my village to help me along the way.
What are you doing, silly? Even if I haven't seen him in 3 months, when I step in the door and I start talking to him, they remember my voice.
The same voice that helped LaToya get the type of delivery she wanted.
The Birth Partners program now serves about 130 expectant moms every year. Could limiting sugar in childhood prevent health issues later? A new study shows kids with less sugar exposure from pregnancy through the early years face lower risk of diabetes and high blood pressure as adults. One expert's tip is to serve your kids their veggies first before they fill up on other foods.
Thinking a little bit about how we present the food, presenting it when they're hungry, giving them vegetables when they're hungry before dinner rather than after they've had pasta. That's an example of a way that we know data shows can make them eat more vegetables.
And she also says moderation with sugar in all foods is the best way to go. And next time you have the urge to go to the bathroom, you should listen to your body. Nerve receptors tell the brain it's time to go once the bladder is half full, but the brain also tells us to hold it until a socially acceptable time. Sometimes we do that for too long and get in the habit of ignoring our body's cues. That can increase your risk of a urinary tract infection and even kidney damage. Experts say holding it in for up to a few hours, a few times a week is likely not going to cause harm, though. And the Wisconsin Red Cross is offering up a Super Bowl trip. Right now, the agency is facing a seasonal drop in donations, and to help spur up some interest, if you donate blood between January 1st through the 26th, you'll be entered for a chance to win a free trip to the Super Bowl, a trip for two, that is. Female inmates at the William P. Hobby Unit in Texas are gaining the chance to learn the art of cooking in a new program that lets them earn hours and certifications through the state, as Madison Myers reports.
You have the jalapenos, and what are you making? Fresh tortillas?
At first glance, it may look and sound like your typical culinary class. But this one is inside the walls of the William P. Hobby Unit in Marlin.
It's going to help me with my career, what I want to do when I get to the world. I want to cook when I get to the world.
The culinary program gives inmates the opportunity to earn hours and certifications through the Texas Workforce Commission. The 2-day-a-week course is taught by Major of Food Services Charlie Washington, who's had a passion for cooking for as long as she can remember.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome to see this positive change and see the rehabilitation of our residents here. It's been fun.
I got the chance to get a first-hand look at this week's culinary class.
We're about to set it on the table so we can start deboning.
So, we're just smearing it on there. So whenever our meat's done, we're going to be filling it up.
I spoke to Christy Coslow, who's been in the hobby unit since she was 16 years old. She tells me she's never had a job, so this program is something that is opening up new opportunities.
I have the opportunity, no matter when I walk out of here, to go get a job and to be a productive member of society and not fall into anything that could harm anybody else or myself, and I can provide for my family.
And it's what the Texas Department of Criminal Justice tells me is the purpose of rehabilitation.
If we can help them make sure that they have a job when they go home, they're less likely to go home and do things that will make them end up back in TDCJ. So this is really a part of rehabilitating them.
And it's not just the inmates who are being fulfilled.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. She's amazing. So thank you.
14 inmate students are currently taking part in the program. Now let's check in with Art for a look at our morning commute.
Away we go with that, my friend. Take a look as we go outside again to City Cam 8 here. You're looking at a quiet morning out there right now. Not much in the way of fog for you at all. We're also holding on to a little bit of a breeze kind of moving to the area as well. Current temperatures right now widespread in the upper 20s. You're seeing some 30s mixed in there as well. And well, as we get into it, you can see some of these winds right now. They've been getting up to at least 17 miles per hour up by Marshfield as well. Wausau about 14, down to La Crosse about 13, down to the South Prairie to about 6. But take a look at this. The wind gusts so far, the residuals coming over from overnight yesterday, last night I should say, you're seeing this up to 33 miles per hour in some cases. Remember I told you there was a little bit of a breeze out there? Well, that's going to taper down as we go deeper into the through the morning hours and into the afternoon for you, so bear that in mind. So it won't be that cold, but we're also looking at visibility, not an issue for today, not at all. We'll get into Eau Claire as we get into it here from 7 a.m. all the way to the mid-morning hours, and of course the afternoon we're looking at cloudy skies. Temperatures from 28 to about 30. Thermometers not going anywhere, pretty much holding up to about 30 for the high for the day, and then getting into that snow possibility as we go deeper into the evening hours for your evening commute. La Crosse today, 7 a.m. all the way in with increasing clouds. You'll see some snow popping in possibly after the 3 o'clock hour going through your evening commute. Most of this is going to hang out down along I-90 as well as southward along I-90. You may pick up some of that getting up to areas right by I-94 as well, but for the most part we're looking at temperatures from 30 to 35 degrees for you today with some snow moving in between 3 o'clock and of course the evening commute, and we're looking at 1 to 2 inches out there, so be safe. Have a good day. Coming up in our Buzz Report here, we are looking at United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson has been killed or was killed less than 2 weeks ago, but already Hollywood has got a project in mind. In fact, that's all about his death. When we come back, we'll talk about that for you in a moment.
The holidays and Chevy Silverado and off-road adventure and towing with confidence and tech you can count on. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet. Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit hometownchevy.com.
'Tis the season for mistletoe and holly, for decorated trees and presents and celebration of the good news. I bring you holiday greetings from the Board Store family. Our wish and prayer for you is for a very Merry Christmas and a new year filled with many blessings. If you need a break from all the holiday busy, stop at 524 Copeland Avenue in La Crosse and wander through our 8 historic buildings. You will discover lots of ideas for improving your home in the new year. The Board Store Home Improvements, improving your home, improving your life.
I would name a pet reindeer Peppermint, cause it's Christmassy. I would name him Bolt. Dasher. Probably Lambo. I'll name a pet reindeer Bob. One night I was in bed and I was listening and I thought I might have heard something on the roof.
Things are a bit simpler as a kid. We realize not everyone has the same level of comfort and support this time of year. If you need help, please reach out. Peace of Mind Counseling wishes you a safe and happy holiday season.
Hey, Dominic here. We always get asked, what do you have for ground pork? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4: Bavarian sausage, breakfast sausage, Italian, and pork. First, you need ground pork, preferably from a local meat shop. Mix in 2 to 3 teaspoons of please name per pound, make into patties, and cook thoroughly until done. All 4 of these choices will make great tasting sausage patties, and they're low in sodium. Get these seasonings and more at the outlet store. And it's time to pig out.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Today is a special day here at WKBT.
The La Crosse area once again showed its amazing generosity during our annual Joy of Sharing event. Because of you, over 1,000 pounds of food, hundreds of toys, and thousands of dollars in donations were donated to help those locally right here in our community. All of us at News 8 Now, thank you for your incredible generosity and for taking part in the joy of sharing and being a part of something special.
Well, good morning to you. If you're just joining us, we have some light snow in the forecast for us today as we get into the afternoon between 3 o'clock all the way through your evening commute. And we may see a wee bit more of that going into the maybe up to the midnight hour, maybe a little bit and beyond into, say, about 2 o'clock this morning. And we also have by Thursday another round of snow comes in, higher amounts popping into the picture. We're looking at 2 to 4 inches of snow possibly for Thursday, as today will only be about 1 to 2 inches. And in fact, we take a look at what's happening here, what's cooking. The colder air is here. That cold front continues to sweep by. Most of it is well up into Canada. But as we go right into this evening here, you're going to be seeing that colder air tracking that moisture across as high pressure is kind of bumping that a little bit higher into our area. Now that means we're going to be seeing, as we go through it, clouds over the last, say, 3 hours now have been increasing. We'll also hold on, as we see here for La Crosse. Not so much for the clouds here. They're still trying to filter in, but we'll pick them up as we go through the mid-morning hours, increasing to mostly cloudy, and then by the afternoon, we're in the cloudy skies, or even the late morning. We'll see that for La Crosse, and I should say Eau Claire. Eventually, by the time we get into the afternoon, it's crossed the Mississippi. We'll go right into the 3 o'clock hour with that snow holding on, lifting up to at least not only I-90, but up to I-94, as you can see, extending out to Minneapolis. But then that breaks back down. It starts to head back down to the south here along I-90. We'll see it by Black River Falls, Winona, La Crosse, Sparta, as well as Volk Field, getting into areas by Viroqua, down to Rochester and Prairie du Chien. Continue to drop drop down by the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour. As that happens, we'll see more of that start to track a little bit more to the east. As that does, well, La Crosse, as we get into the 9 o'clock hour to 10 o'clock hour, starts to back away from the snow. We have more snow up to the north, though, by Ladysmith and Eau Claire. That, too, begins to track out of the area going towards Wausau. Maybe some of that breaks down as well. La Crosse is still out of this as we go into the midnight hour, so you're done possibly here in La Crosse by about 10 o'clock in the morning, or evening, excuse me, going into the night hour. And then by the time we get into the overnight hour, most of that snow is out by Madison and continuing on to Lake Michigan. Snowfall for the forecast for the day, well, 1 to 2 inches possible for today or less. Then we see as we carry over how this all plays out for Thursday. We'll go from Wednesday evening into Thursday. You see that rainfall, that snow kind of moving into the picture here. It carries over with a mix underlying with that as well, and that's going to pop snow right into the forecast for us, continuing on all the way through into at least as we go into early Friday morning. Now, that being said, the snowfall we're expecting, look at these amounts now, up to 4 to 8 inches by Ladysmith. Same for Eau Claire. Down to the south, though, we could see 2 to 4 inches now, and that will continue as we go through Thursday, and that is a weather alert day, obviously, for those higher amounts. We could also see the snowfall tracker showing where that snow is going to be. You can see in the colors there associated with it, likely more by the brown. The blues look like it's going to stick around with us going over towards the east. We have about a 10% chance that we are going to be seeing those amounts I just showed you. A weather alert day popping in the picture for those higher snow amounts, as I mentioned before, and where you have the wet roadways, slick spots as well. And of course, as we get into it here, this is what you've got going on. Highs for today, you're looking at 30 to 35 degrees. And of course, we get into tomorrow, you'll possibly see temperatures a lot cooler, mostly widespread 20s for you. And as we go into it, 33 today, 26 degrees for your high for tomorrow, 30 for the weather alert day for Thursday, a 90% chance with much colder conditions leading into your weekend. Back to you.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was killed less than 2 weeks ago, and already a Hollywood project about his death is in the works. Variety is reporting that Anonymous Content and Alex Gibney's Jigsaw Productions are producing a documentary about the fatal shooting and the 5-day manhunt for the suspect, Luigi Mangione. According to Variety, the documentary will look at Americans' frustrations with the healthcare industry. Conan O'Brien lost both of his parents last week within 3 days of one another. The comedian's father, Thomas, died last Monday, and then the following Thursday, his mom, Ruth, died. The couple married in 1958 and had 6 children, including Conan. They also had 9 grandchildren.
My mother is Sylvia Plahy, who's a wonderful photographer. The hardships that she and my grandparents experienced as immigrants, they parallel many of the experiences that Laszlo lives through in this story.
Adrian Brody starring in the powerful historical drama The Brutalist about a Hungarian Jewish architect navigating post-Holocaust America. The Brutalist earned 7 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Actor for Adrian Brody. The film hits theaters nationwide on Friday.
I don't nobody know who the hell I am.
You ludicrous.
Oh, what?
You look like Ludacris.
I wish. I wouldn't be here. I'll tell you that.
Apparently he would be. Atlanta rapper Ludacris trying to stay incognito while reporting for jury duty, joking that he wished he wouldn't be there. And then he even said he should join a Ludacris lookalike contest to try and win some money. I think he did that in one of the music videos, right? With the big arms. I think there was a lot of Ludacris's in that one.
Okay.
You don't remember that one?
Nope. No, I do not.
All right. Well, before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right. How about Liliana? She's turning 8 years old today. She loves cats and dancing and singing.
And look at this great photo. I love it. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
The time now is 6:48. Stay with us. Your morning news now is coming up.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, a huge change to Social Security affecting millions of Americans that could be voted on today by the U.S. Senate. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to break it all down and what it is and how it may impact your money. Plus, she is one of the hottest comedians around. We're talking about Nikki Glaser. There she is. She'll be here in the studio today. She's hosting the January's Golden Globes right here on CBS. How did she go about that job? And we're hearing from Emmy Award-winning actor Idris Elba about creating the voice of his character Knuckles in the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. He's good in that, too. He's good in everything. We'll see you 7 o'clock, straight out.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey sis, guess who's home?
You made it! Smile, everyone.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
With winter here, our job hasn't changed.
Winter weather advisory is still holding on.
The First Warn Weather Team is always ready to keep you safe and ahead of winter's worst.
Temperatures tumble down quickly.
So right now we do have that alert day for tonight and tomorrow for the snow.
See this band of snow passing through the area.
We're talking 25 to 30 below.
Breezy and gusty winds will ensue for tomorrow as well.
And you can always get us no matter where you are.
Keeping you safe. First Warn Weather on News 8 Now. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome back at 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Wisconsin is grieving this morning after a student and teacher were killed in yesterday's shooting at a Madison Christian school. The tragedy at Abundant Life Christian School was carried out by a 15-year-old female student. We are now learning 6 others were hurt, 2 critically. Madison police say that shooter opened fire during study hall just before 11 a.m. Officers responded within 3 minutes, neutralizing the threat and recovering a handgun. And police, like we said, they have identified the 15-year-old behind the shooting. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes says Natalie Rupnow was the suspected shooter. While the motive is still unclear, investigators say her family is cooperating with police. Officers have searched the Rupnow family home as they work to determine how the teenager got her hands on that gun.
How does any 15-year-old get a hold of a gun, or anyone for that matter? You get into the philosophical question about guns and gun safety, something that we all should be talking to our loved ones about. That's something that will be part of this investigation.
It's unclear this morning if anyone has been taken into custody. 2 people are in critical condition following that shooting. 2 others have been released from the hospital. 2 more are in stable condition. The police chief says officers are working around the clock to find answers for their community.
I can tell you that it's not over. I can tell you that our officers and our detectives and our investigators will have to be told to go home.
While the school does not classify itself a gun-free zone, weapons are not allowed on campus.
They were clearly scared when they realized, when we practice, we always say this is a drill, it is just a drill. When they heard lockdown, lockdown, and nothing else, they knew it was real. But they handled themselves brilliantly. And our faculty, kudos to them for following the protocols, keeping their students safe, doing what we have been trained to do. And so much credit of that goes
A second grade student is being credited with making the first emergency call. In just hours, sentencing for Madeline Kingsbury's killer, Adam Fravel, will face a judge today after being convicted of first-degree murder in the Winona mother's death. The sentencing starts at 1:45. You can watch it live on our website or channel 8.2. A murder suspect faces a judge in Prairie du Chien, 39-year-old Jesse Slaughter is charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of Daniel Welsh. Police found the 65-year-old victim dead in his home. Investigators say the two men knew each other. Slaughter's arraignment starts at 10. The Board of Public Works has voted unanimously to expand the pay-to-park hours. Currently, the ramps are $1. Expand those hours from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. Yeah.
It's your turn. You know, I thought I was talking too long today.
That's all right. No. I miss hearing your voice,
On
man.
to
It's
Art.
great to have you back. Hey, as we get into it here, we're looking over the next several hours here with increasing clouds through the day. You notice the snow starts to pop in a little bit earlier as we get into La Crosse. It'll be coming in around the 3 o'clock hour, extending into the evening commute. Eau Claire will probably have it around the 7 o'clock time slot, and then it should be done for the day. We'll also hold on to temperatures today around 33 degrees with cloudy skies, and of course 1 to 2 inches of snow. Colder tomorrow, and then a weather alert day for Thursday, continuing in with temperatures holding on to, as I mentioned, 30s and 20s, getting into about 2 to 4 inches, maybe even up to 8 inches of snow well up north by I-94.
All right. Well, if it looks or sounds too good to be real, it often is. That is sort of the draw at an exhibition in London called Looks Delicious. It is a vast array of highly realistic food replicas. Yeah, that looks good. The kind that are commonly displayed in front of restaurants in Japan, intended to lure customers inside. I would go inside for that. Looks Delicious runs through mid-February.
Right on.
Yeah, that does look good. Japan is having a moment in our newscast today, isn't it?
And they are.
We're working to promote them.
Made me quite hungry as
for
well.
good reason, yes. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Tuesday.